Hi there, it's the last day of the week. It's been an awesome week for you, I guess, and for you, Mapito.
Yes, it is. Thanks for joining us on Joy News Interactive. I am Mapito Sibidi.
Well, and as we do every Friday, Maps will be bringing us the top stories of the week. And also today, we've got some interesting news for you. You can join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. Our name is Joy News on TV. We're live on the DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. Now, Facebook's founding president says he's deeply concerned about the impact of Facebook on society. How has Facebook impacted your society? We'll be talking about that. Like I mentioned, Mapito will join us with the top stories of the week, and we'll be talking about that shortly. And we'll also be finding out from you the ideal way you want to propose to your partner and the ideal way you want your partner to propose to you. All that here on Joy News Interactive. Now it's time to share the top stories of the week, and Mapito is here just for that.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So let's start with former President Mahama's comments about the Ghana Post GPS and the Vice President Dr. Bawumia's response on that.
Great.
How can you launch a Google GPS system that is freely available on our mobile phones and say it's a national addressing system? You know, and it's such a pity. You know, why will you embarrass the president so much? You go and take a whole president and bring him to launch a system that is essentially 419.
Yesterday, I read that the former president has a 419 scam. When I read his reasoning for such a description, it became very evident to me that he has no clue. It is not money finding itself into the pockets of a few cronies. We did not spend it on guinea fowls or bus branding or overpriced mansions and contracts or ghost roads. We have spent it on something productive. If the former President Mahama can take care and some time just to read and learn about it.
Interesting, Ma. So this is one of our top stories of the week, and it generated a lot of conversation on traditional media, radio, TV, and on social media as well.
Yes. So a lot of people weren't happy about what was happening, but like in my opinion, I think a good quality of a leader is to laugh at criticism. Don't you think?
Well, sometimes.
Yes.
But sometimes, you know, you feel like you want to respond. Interestingly, the vice president responded to this at a program that was supposed to be focusing on agric.
That's the thing.
And once he responded, he said, well, once I've gotten this off my chest, we can move on. Interesting, isn't it? He really needed to do that. But we had some people sharing their comments with us here on Joy News Interactive.
Okay, so people were just saying that what kind of President Mahama, you were doing things during your administration, so just leave other people to do things during their administration. And what else did they say?
And some people just thought that, you know, enough of this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. And there were quite a lot of people thought, I mean, as I read the comment here, thought that former President Mahama didn't have the moral right to make such statements against the current government. Very interesting comments we had.
So after it generated a lot of views and talk, what happened is that it's been 3 weeks since it's been launched, the Ghana Post GPS. And then we asked people here on Joy News Interactive what they think and about the app, what the experience was. And a lot of people weren't happy. Some people weren't happy. Some people haven't downloaded the app. Others say it will get better in time. But how long must we wait for it to get better in time? If you're going to launch something, launch it well. You know, don't just, it's either you aim high or don't aim at all. You know what I'm saying?
So we had varied comments on that yesterday, to be specific. We found out from you what your thoughts or experiences, let me put it that way, what your experiences with the Ghana Post GPS. And we had a lot of varied comments. But something interesting also happened this week, Maps.
Yes. So at the end of it all, after the comments, after the this and that, Information Minister Mustafa Hamid disclosed that President Akufo-Addo said he won't be sacked.
He won't sack AC Boateng.
Yes, he won't sack AC Boateng. He said, you know what, I accept the apology and that's it. You know, I'm running my country, leave me to run my country. And this is what I think.
So a lot of you were not happy, especially those of you who were calling for his sack or his resignation, you thought that it still wasn't enough that he had apologized. But others thought, you know what, it's okay, let's just move on. So I hear he's back in South Africa, your home country, doing his business as usual. So there you have it, one of the biggest stories of this week. His Excellency Isi Boateng will not be sacked. And then also we had another one,
last one,
which is also NDC MPP, just like the Ghana Post GPS, and it had to do with what again?
With North Tangu? Tongu.
Tong. Alright, so she's just trying to say North Tong MP. Someone look into a black one. She's South African, so we can understand.
We understand. I'll get there.
Sure you will.
What he says that the opposition NDC is like fed up with the litany of allegations, you know, leveled against them by the MPP government. And then he said the constitution is clear on what should happen to corrupt officials. An attorney general should deal with them.
Yeah, so if you say we are corrupt, just deal with us. And interestingly, just at that particular Agric consultative firm, the vice president also responded to that. He said, you know what, actually the attorney general has actually filed some cases, so don't worry, we'll be coming after you pretty soon. And then the deputy general secretary of the NDC, Koko Anido, who came out to say, look, we are ready, just bring it on.
Bring it on with your whole army, everything, everyone.
So well, that's been it for our top stories of this week. Former President John Dramani Mahama speaking on the Ghana Post GPS, Vice President Dr. Bawumia responding, Isi Boateng getting sacked, and obviously the NDC daring the NPP, take us to court if you claim that we were corrupt officials. And let's move on, Mapito, because Facebook, one of its founding presidents said, you know what, I think Facebook has caused a lot of harm. He thinks that, you know what, yeah, we created Facebook and all that, but I'm beginning to worry about the impact of Facebook on the society. What do you think has been the impact, really, of Facebook?
I think people are now disconnected. You know, they're disconnected and they think that they're connected because I'm speaking to you online and whatnot. And people think that they are closer, but they're not. They're moving away from quality time, face-to-face interactions. And it's quite bad because we are always drawn onto the screen.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And sometimes I remember I've seen a lot of pictures that trying to depict what society looks like now that we have social media all over the place. And sometimes you even find out when people go on a date,
they're on their phones.
Yeah, like, so I'm on a date with you, but really.
Oh, I just posted something, please like it, you know? Yeah.
All right, so there it is. But we've been asking you, because this is your show here on Joy News Interactive, how Facebook has impacted your society. And we have some comments there, Maps, if you don't mind. You could just read a few of them. How has Facebook impacted your society?
So let's see. Our first comment is from David Kwashi, and he says, in Ghana, Facebook has become a platform for cowardly people to direct vitriolic insults at their betters while still hidden behind fictitious names. Ironically, it is sympathizers of the political party that legislated the compulsory registration of SIM cards into law who are most guilty in the regard.
Maps, now this reminds me of something that happened earlier this week. You remember in the US there was a woman who showed her middle finger to President Trump, and that was captured on tape and on social media, and then she got fired for that. Another woman was fired for her Facebook comments. Now, he's making a very important point there, how people just hide behind Facebook and say a lot of really damning things, and sometimes making allegations they can't substantiate. Here in Ghana, we've had someone go to court because of that. So I don't like Maps, so I get onto Facebook and I say all sorts of things about a really, really interesting comment. But Halil Maestro says, well, he thinks it's made a small positive impact, but numerous negative impacts on the society. He says kids and adults are like using Facebook negatively. He doesn't tell us what he thinks is the negative way people are using it, but he adds that Allah have mercy on us. Prince Nuruddin Bawumia says it has impacted the society negatively because people use Facebook as a platform to advertise pornographic materials and
updates, fake news.
And it had to come up because that's a big point. It has been a big point, especially this year with US President Donald Trump criticizing the media and obviously talking about fake news all the time. So yes, fake news is a big thing, and social media has been one of the reasons for, you know, its success, if you put it that way. And Eric Wudong says, it's a beautiful app, however, fake news, fraud and bullying should be seriously tackled. Now, that's an interesting one, talking about fraud, because right here, even on Joy News Interactive, when we ask for your comments, we have some malams and, you know, people claiming they would help you do one thing or the other. Very interesting. We'll take a quick breather. When we come back, Maps, we'll be talking about relationships. How would you want your partner to propose? To kneel or not?
After the break.
Sure,
After the break.
You're welcome back to Joy News Interactive. Thanks for staying. Let's talk about the Ghana versus Egypt match, which is part of the World Cup qualifiers, we know. But Egypt has already qualified, so it's just something that has to be done, Maps. And
just a friendly match.
Yeah,
let's
consider it a friendly match. According to Maps, not me. Don't come for me on that. But one thing is that a lot of people have been questioning, Maps, if the Stars should be given their winning bonuses. That's if they win the match. People think, don't give it to them. They win the match, but really, to what end? We can't go to the World Cup. We know that. And it's painful, quite painful for me, because we've been to the World Cup, you know, quite a number of times since we qualified the first time. And you've been sharing your comments with us here on Joy News Interactive about the winning bonus. Should they have it or they shouldn't have it? And I don't know, what do you think, Maps?
I don't think they should. Or maybe, no, actually I'm confused. Maybe they should, just so they can be like, you know what, yeah, you didn't qualify, but you won, there we go, just go home, sleep, think about it, rest, relax, you know what I'm saying?
So there we have it. Some people actually shared their thoughts with us, but we want to take your Facebook comments on the issue. Black Stars winning bonus. Should they get it even if they win against Egypt in Sunday's match at the Cape Coast Stadium? Maps, let's just see what people are saying. Halil Maestro, what does he say, Maps?
So he says, the government should pay them. They are not playing football for charity. Why? The government can decide to reduce the bonus with them knowing in order to help the state coffers. People should stop blaming these players because that's the work they do to cater for their families. These guys will be deserted the moment they stop playing and find themselves in some unfortunate circumstances.
I'm sure he's saying that because of a Junior Gogo's story that was aired last week. But Stephen Baffle thinks that this is not so smart. Why should the government pay the players? What is the Football Association of Ghana doing? No government pays the players of the national teams. Does the money they receive from the ticket to their matches go to the government? He says no. And no government has to pay players. He says, German says, well, no matter what, there is no way we will make it to Russia. This shouldn't be an excuse not to pay them. Just give what belongs to Caesar. Robbie Token says, it's their job, so they must be paid. When the soldier gets shot, are you going to say he didn't do his job well, so he won't be paid? And Diamond sighs and says the winning bonus is a winning bonus. They should be given it if they win, but it should be reduced drastically. You want to take the last two comments?
And then Kaku says, have the GFA paid the under 17? Besides what's Black Star? And then Felix says it has to be reduced for record sake.
Interesting. So a lot of people say, you know, just relax. We know it hurts. They didn't qualify to the World Cup in Russia, but hey, at least they did their job. They won. So
give it to them.
Give it to them, but reduce it.
Reduce it. You don't deserve all of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know a lot of you are waiting to hear Maps' response to that question. So Maps, we are back from that break. My question again.
Yes.
What is the ideal way you want your partner to propose? You're blushing already now. You're turning red. I know he's watching, isn't he? Yes, he is. All right, so I got you there. He's watching. And so maybe this is a cue. Mabs, how would you want him to propose to you? Your ideal way?
So something simple, really. You know, you can take me to the beach, a private beach, and then a picnic setup. You know, just candlelight, something simple.
Something simple.
But then, if you want to be dramatic, fireworks. Will you marry me? You know, the waves and the everything must just.
You love drama, don't you?
Dolphins swimming. Yes, yes.
Oh my word, don't I love Fridays? Yeah, I do. Okay, so the big debate has been, Mabs, to kneel or not to kneel.
That is
some people think it's quite a foreign thing they're trying to introduce here in Ghana and in many African cultures for a man to kneel and say, oh, please, would you marry me?
Yeah.
So the question today on Facebook was to kneel or not to kneel. Right off the Baron says, well, he thinks that the kneeling is outmoded. It existed during Romeo and Juliet era, but not now. We are now in readers and IT era. So you can just propose to her on phone, on WhatsApp, Facebook, mention them, take the advantage, and make life easier. Wow. Mabs, would you appreciate that?
No.
A proposal on the
No,
phone.
that's
See, we're
rude.
talking about the impact of Facebook.
On Facebook. But then,
Facebook
you
on
know,
the
let me
society.
ask you this question.
Okay.
To kneel or not to kneel?
Anything goes for me. I just want you to ask the question.
So even we're in the Uber and he's like, will you marry me?
No problem.
Really?
Yeah, it's a question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you should just ask the, will you marry me, Mabs?
Okay, you see.
I mean, no, I'm not asking Mabs if she'll marry me.
No,
No,
it's not like
what
that.
I'm
We
saying.
don't play
I'm
like
just
that.
saying that
Yeah.
it should be just that question, like, will you marry me?
Just like that.
Simple. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So, because sometimes I feel there's a lot of pressure and people want to be dramatic. I don't want to mention names, but we've seen a lot of celebs, you know, surprise their girlfriends and do all this drama thing, and then it ends up really bad for them. So for me, just pop the question, however you want to do it. Just make sure it's nice. Just make sure
but I
your
feel like
partner likes
effort needs to be put in. You know, you need to put some effort. You can't be in the Uber and you're like, will you marry me? No.
Okay.
No.
You don't want it to be casual.
Yes. Put some effort.
You should see her face. She's like, no.
Put some effort.
All right, let's just take a few comments on that. Bagulo says, I'll invite her to come and sleep over. Then I'll set the ring on her finger while she's asleep. Then leave behind a note on the bed with the inscription, will you marry me? Then go somewhere and wait till she calls to talk about the ring. By then, she would have put her reasoning together before saying yes or no. I like this because you see, talking about the kneeling and the public thing, Mab, sometimes you can see that people are under pressure to say yes because there's family, there's friends, you're doing it at the mall and they're looking around. But we've seen a couple of no's.
That's why I said private beach.
All right, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we'll end it for this today's edition and this week's edition of Joy News Interactive, where we've been talking Relationship Friday. You can go onto our Facebook page and join the conversation. I'm Dennis Abubedu.
And I'm Mapito CBD.
Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. We'll be back again next week, God willing, with more on Joy News.